I've helped collectors buy and sell millions in rare collectibles. The sale prices in this video are all backed by real data from top auction houses like Heritage. I know what makes coins and currency valuable, and today I'll break it down for you. We'll be going over some incredibly rare BEP errors that were costly. Now let's just hop right into this video. So to be very clear, BEP stands for Bureau of Engraving and Printing, where they print paper money. Now this first note is pretty interesting because this is what we call a national banknote. So I'll be very brief about this, but essentially back in the day, the US printed these genuine bills and gave them to specific banks around the US. This one was for the First National Bank of Ashland, Virginia. They're very popular, especially if you have a really rare bank like Key West or Miami. People will love these bills. But here's the thing about this bill. Every specific bank that got these bills issued to them would have a charter number. So a charter number is a specific number for a bank, okay? And on this type 2, you're going to have the charter number in two different places. You're going to have it in black bold ink on the left and right hand side, and you're going to have it next to the serial number in brown ink. Now these 4 different numbers should all be the same, but you can see the brown charter numbers and the black charter numbers are different. So this is what we call a mismatched charter number error. Okay guys, if you ever come across a charter number that is mismatched like this on a national banknote, you're going to want to get it certified and looked at by an expert, because this bill, while it would have sold for typically only a few $100, sold for $17,250. All right, so this is pretty cool, guys. $21,150 for this $5 bill that has a paperclip impression in it. So there was an obstruction on the printing plate. Somehow a paperclip got in between the printing presses and caused this issue. Now I've seen a lot of different errors in my time, not something quite like this before. Really cool, guys. Once again, $21,150. All right, so this is a pretty cool one, guys. $24,000. Now this one may fly under the radar. So when it comes to banknotes, on the serial number you have what's called a prefix and a suffix. The prefix is the first letter in the serial number. In this case, it is an F. And the suffix is the last letter or digit in the serial number. In this case, at the bottom left, you're going to see a star, and on the top right, you're going to see an L. So this is what we call a mismatched suffix error, and that is why this $1 bill sold for $24,000. $30,000. Okay, so this thing looks pretty wild, right? You can see that there's absolutely nothing going on with the third print. It's missing the seals and the serial numbers. Typically, this bill will have an identifier, which is called a serial number, to identify the exact bill that this is. Now, not only is this bill missing the overprint, which is the third and final print in the printing process, but when you flip it over, you can see both sides have a face printing. So not only are you missing the overprint, but you have 2 faces on this bill. Absolutely nuts. This is such a rare error, but someone definitely got in trouble for printing this thing because it sold for $30,000. Oopsies, this is a big one, guys. $36,000 for these 2 $20 bills. So when it comes to serial numbers, there is only one serial number for each bill ever produced. They are unique in that sense. Now, it is so incredibly rare for there to be a mistake like this out there in circulation. So 1974, someone made a big mistake because there is the same exact serial number on these bills. Now you may think, oh, what's the big deal? It's not that big of a deal. For bookkeeping purposes and to make sure no money laundering or any weird shenanigans is going on, this is a massive deal because there are 2 bills with the same exact serial number. So in all my time dealing with paper money, I've only seen something like this once or twice, if that. It's so incredibly rare to come across something like this, guys, but it happened. It is out there and it could happen again. So pay attention to a duplicate serial number because these 2 $20 bills sold for $36,000. Hands down, one of my favorite types of errors. So this is a $5 bill from 1934. Now just to brief you guys, 1928 was the first year the US started producing small size paper money. Personally, I'm a big fan of large size paper money that was produced before 1928. The US made these large size beautiful bills, tons of great artwork on these bills, but in 1928 they dropped the size down to actually make it so it could fit in a wallet, because large size bills definitely didn't fit in any wallets. But the cool thing about this one is the fact that it's from 1934 and it sold for $55,200 because this is what we call a $15 bill. Wait, $15? That's right. 5 on the front, 10 on the back. This is a dual or double denomination error bill. So the 5 on the front and the 10 on the back makes this bill extremely rare and valuable. Now be careful, because there are people out there that will watch a video like this and try to splice two different banknotes together to make this error. However, when it comes to certifying and grading a bill like this, it's very obvious when it comes to a true expert who knows what they're doing. They're going to be able to very quickly identify that the bill is altered to look like this. You can only imagine if someone had the tools to replicate this, they would definitely try to do it. There is huge incentive for bad actors to replicate something like this because it would dramatically increase the value. Just imagine having only $15 worth of face value, splicing the bills, creating a rare error like this, and selling it for $55,200. That is why companies like PCGS and PMG are so important to the hobby, because they have a full money-back guarantee that if they certify a bill that is fake or counterfeit or altered, that they have to be on the line. They have to buy it all back and you are fully covered. But honestly, guys, one of the most cool errors out there is a double denomination, just like this one. I'm very jealous of whoever got this one, but $55,200, that's a lot of money. $396,000. That's right, guys. I did not stutter. $396,000 for this $20 bill. Now, this specific one, I've actually had the pleasure of handling it myself. Very cool $20 bill, guys. And the interesting thing about this one is that back in the day, I think it was around 2013, this bill sold for $20,000. It just goes to show what some deep pockets can really do. Now, do I think this bill's worth nearly $400,000 today? Probably not. It all comes down to what someone's willing to pay. And I don't know if someone would be willing to pay that much money for this $20 bill. Now, what makes this bill so rare, if you haven't noticed already, is the Del Monte sticker. So once again, during the printing process, the back of the bill is the first print. The front of the bill is the second print. So after the second print, someone put a Del Monte sticker on the bill and then let the bill go through the printing process, and it got struck with the third print, which is that overprint. So here's the thing, guys. If someone, which you should never, ever do this, if you were to peel that banana sticker off of this bill, what you would see is a circle where the overprint is missing, the serial and the serial number is missing, but you would see the second print below it because it had already been printed on. The only print that was obstructed was the third print. Hopefully that makes sense. All you got to know is that if you come across a $20 bill or any bill with an obstruction that is retained just means that it's still there. So if you come across one of these bills, just do not mess with it. Leave it as it is, because the retained obstruction most definitely, without any question, increases the value of the bill. This banknote would not be worth anywhere near this amount of money if it did not have the retained obstruction. Guys, $396,000 for this $20 bill. We do hope you enjoyed this video, guys. We will see you in the next one.